What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am BrandonJaneau, and like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere, BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Threads, BrandonJaneauShow, and of course, uh, YouTube channel, BrandonJaneauShow. Go there, subscribe, hit the notification button, all of it, man. Or the notification bell, I should say. Um, all of it, man. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Uh, damn, excuse me. Damn. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, man. This is point of view of random shit. Um, so I did this episode earlier, but then uh, phone rung and then shit got fucked up. But anyway, um, so let me get into it, man. So I started this episode last time, and I'm started off like this again, and that is the NBA player Josh Giddey, for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Um, he he's in very very um dangerous waters right now for him as a person. So so here's the thing. Um, if you know, um, that NBA player Josh Giddey is pretty much um being investigated not just by the NBA but now by police, and they're looking into allegedly a relationship with a 15-year-old girl. Um, for me, man, it is how I feel about this shit, man. You're 21 years old, kid. You couldn't find one. You couldn't find one girl that was close to your age bracket, my brother, like at all. And now your career and your life, fuck just career, your life is hanging in the balance right now because you couldn't find a girl your age or a little bit younger than a little bit, well, not younger, a little bit older than you or in your age bracket. Like, and I feel like being that you are an NBA star, you play in the NBA, people know who you are. Um, for you to just take the to do what you allegedly are doing is disturbing as fuck. It's disturbing that you think that that's okay. Like that is, and I feel like that's a personally, I think that's a mental thing. It's not just you're just attracted to a 15-year-old girl. Like that's a mental thing. R. Kelly, Robert Polanski, like people like that. That's a mental thing. You think a 15-year-old girl, you saw her and was like, that, like, come on, bruh, what is wrong with you? That's a mental thing. I don't know if psychologists have really diagnosed that or something, but that is something that needs to be diagnosed. And I saw a couple of clips where people I think was saying like, um, somebody's like, what if that is an illness? Like, what if that is really truly a sickness? That these older dudes see a young girl like that and think you want to hook up with that. Like maybe that is an illness, maybe that's a sickness, and I don't know if it is or isn't. But now for Josh, man, Josh Giddey, you are in a your career is probably over, and that's just the beginning of your problems. This is gonna get bad for you, man. Um, and you brought it on yourself. I have no feelings for a person that did this to themselves. I don't have you know, no, maybe we should, no, like, you did this to yourself. And I have no feelings for that. None. Now, switching gears, going into another, well, former. This is completely a different story, but former NBA player, and that is Amon Shumpert. And if you know anything about Amon Shumpert, you know he's married to Tiana Taylor, um, actress, dancer, singer, all around entertainer, director, all that shit. And they might not be married for much longer because, according to news reports and hell, even Tiana herself, they've been separated for a year and a half, I think year and a half, and they're getting divorced. And she literally said in the court docs why they're getting divorced is that because he's become narcissistic. Um, for a person like a mind shumper, and I don't know what his mindset has been, but I can tell you, for someone like him to be married to Tiana Taylor, probably, who is super successful and has been successful since she was a teenager, and you are now not just, you know, not just, um, a former basketball player. Dude can actually act. Dude is killing on Chicago, like on the shy. Yeah, dude killing on Chicago on the shy. Dude can act, but you have to live up to what your wife is, and I think that sometimes does play a role into men's psyche. Um, and I feel like at the end of the day, man, I don't know why they broke up, and this is what I always feel about certain people that have couples at like some high, unobtainable like couple goals. I hate that thought process. It's like couple goals. I hate that shit. You should be your own couple goals, but for people that do have them at this high level, I know people were completely and utterly shocked when you heard they're separated, and I know people are now like losing it that they might be getting divorced. So it's just like, damn, like, what is going on with the world? Like, you're like, yo, the fuck is going on? And I think that's the thing, man. I don't know what's going on. I wish them the best. I hope it doesn't turn into this nasty divorce battle, man, to the point where they can't even talk to each other. Because at the end of the day, man, they got kids. And no matter how mad you are at the person right now, or how fucking up the media is about to try to turn you against each other, remember that you got kids, and remember there was a time where you did love this person. So just remember that before you jump into this situation and think that it's okay to like just spew crazy shit at this person and say the most outlandish shit just to portray them as some evil person, knowing you have a family no matter what with this person. Just be very cautious and aware of that. That's all I ask. Speaking of family, and another family, they also had a TV show in the early 2010s, and that is Ti and Tiny. But more so Ti and their son King. King, I guess, uh, felt like he was hood, and he tested his father. Felt like he was hood. He wanted to test his father. Um, how I feel about that, man. Um, listen, man, real shit, King, bro. I'm gonna speak from you from a perspective that you need to understand. Stop trying to portray a life that you ain't never had. You got real people that come from the hood that really come from a life where they ain't had no mom, no dad. Their dad wasn't a Grammy Award winning artist. Their mom didn't write Grammy Award winning songs and was one of the best and was in a top, you know, R&B group back in the 90s. Like, you gotta stop that shit. And I don't understand why people run out here and try to be something that they're not, characters. And on top of that, when we know you've never been that, we know you've never been that. And the fact of the matter is, man, I feel like King is he's a kid because I'm older than him. He's a kid, even though he's not. He's like in his what mid or early 20s. But for me, man, you got to be very aware of the shit you're doing and what you're trying to do, man. Your dad is trying to teach you, like, yo, bro, like you want a life that you ain't never had, and I actually live this shit for real. Chill on it. I just feel like he's he's trying to play a role, and maybe because you're making music, I don't know. But when we know we've seen you on TV when we were young, and we literally saw you on TV, come on, bro. Like you don't have to play hood for anyone, but you choose to, and that is that's the craziest thing for people that really had to live that life for real and had to do that shit for real, like your pops did, probably like your pops did. I don't know why people want to play a persona that they just don't have. Stop playing a character, bro. All these niggas that be talking about I got bodies and all that shit. You know these niggas be living in mansions and shit now. Niggas did exactly what drug dealers and niggas that was really in the streets supposed to do. When you finally get some good piece of living, you get the fuck out that environment as fast as you motherfucking can, and you don't look back. That's what people don't admit. Is that yeah, I'm that nigga, I'm that hood nigga, all that shit. And then the moment you got some money and it was consistent income to that level, you got the fuck out that predicament. If you moved your family, why you think niggas be saying I moved my mom, I got my mom a house with the that's a reason for that. Cause you ain't trying to make your family live in that shit forever. That's crazy. And that's what people are not understanding. This kid, yo, bro, you are fortunate. You are lucky. You have a family, parents that love you, that try to give you a life that you didn't have to struggle like that. But you deciding to still be like, yo, it's like, bro, you. Some people are not happy about what they're blessed with, man. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. Last but not least, man. Oh, it's really not last but not least, but um, so I've never been a fan of Tiffany Haddish. Um, just never thought she was funny. I just never thought she was funny. Um, I never thought she was funny. Um, them type of girls and women like that, I literally try to stay away from in my life because I hate that shit. When you overly aggressive and you overly, it's just I hate that shit. And I've always been that way since I was a kid. Like, yo, you can talk to me in a nicer tone. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you don't have to go crazy like that, especially if you're a woman. Like, that is ridiculous. But she became successful and famous, and I don't know why. Like when Cat Williams, said what he said on the radio show about her, and I was like, and I laughed at that shit because he was right. Like, tell me one joke she said that y'all were like, this shit is funny that you can recite this shit. Like, none of it. I never thought she was funny like that. But despite all of that, man, hey, something's really wrong going on with her. Like, personally. Like, because if you actually go watch like the 2023 VMAs, she was at that award show doing a little bit too fucking much. See, it's cool when that's your character and when you first got on and all that shit. And but now you're doing it a little bit too over the top. It's like DJ Khaled. Like Khaled now, like gotta say we the best everywhere he goes. Because that's what got you hot. and it feels like that's what's going on with her. Like I was watching that award show, and I'm looking at her like she's doing a little bit too fucking much. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like I felt uncomfortable for her. Like I'm like, and I don't like that shit. I don't like feeling uncomfortable for someone that I don't even know, let alone someone that is way more successful and famous than I am. But I felt like, God damn, what is going on? And then you have now a DUI situation. I think it's the second time you have one in like a couple months. And real shit, I don't know if this ever will reach anyone of her stature. But if I was a friend of hers, I would check in on her. Like that is not good behavior. If you're a friend, co-star, whatever, if you can get, because some people get so successful that you can't even talk to them anymore. Like like they're a friend. You talk to them like they're successful. Like they don't like being talked to like you know. And if she does have real friends and real people that really care about her in this industry or world, she needs someone to pull her to the side and just talk to her because I don't think that she is that she's really in control of what's going on in her life right now. And I'm not saying that on some like I'm saying that shit as a person that deals with depression, that deals with, you know, suicidal thoughts, suicidal thoughts and has dealt with a lot of shit in life. And she seems like she's struggling right now as a person. And despite what I said about, I don't think she's funny, that's her career. I'm speaking as a human being. Something's up with her. You need to go check on her because that's not normal behavior, even for somebody famous and that somebody that yes is over the top. That's their persona because they got successful from it. But that's a little different. Like she's really having she looks out of it, and I don't want to see in a couple of months or years so a TMZ story breaking news. Tiffany Haddish has passed away because of drugs or alcohol consumption or like no man, go check on her. Like that's crazy, man. Like yeah, man. Maybe it's just me, but something's wrong. Like you can see something's wrong. That's just me. Now definitely now, last but not least. Um, so a couple of weeks ago, I did an episode of Point of View and Random Shit, and I talked about the Israeli war, and I actually talked about it, and I said that uh, I don't like how people are making this war, especially when it comes to certain things. And Hollywood is the worst place to play morals with someone. You know where I'm going with this, and that is the Scream controversy that's going on now. Scream, the movie franchise Scream, uh, fired their leading actress, Melissa Barrera, and they fired her because she was pro Palestinian. Um, that's what they say. So to them, that was being anti-Semitic, and they fired her. Now I know people are gonna be like, Brandon, don't do it, don't do it. But here's the thing, man. A lot of people might not know about the Jewish community. They might not know. Now I do. I understand the Holocaust was one of the most unforgivable, unbelievable, absolutely unshakable in acts of human, human um genocide pretty much that we've ever seen. It's one of them. We get it. Well, some of us understand. I don't want to say get it. We understand that when you hear this at any point, and it's not a positive way of speaking of on the Jewish community, they immediately perk their ears up and say, "Oh, wait a minute," and they look over their shoulder. And I get it. The one persona of a lot of people that is not of the Jewish community. So the Jewish community runs pretty much the world in Hollywood, mainly Hollywood. I don't buy by that thought process, not at all. But I will say this: when somebody like Melissa says what she says on social media, and immediately you fire her from a movie franchise that she is the reason for why it's got a resurgence in this generation, one of the reasons, and you fire her because she literally asked, "Hey man, why are we not getting both sides of the story?" And like, why are we not getting both sides of the story? And that's a proper question. It is. It's a very proper question to ask. It's a very open and honest question. Why are we not getting both sides of the story? And this is where it gets fucked up for the Scream franchise in the situation is because the statement that they gave, Spyglass gave, was bullshit. You literally sit there and say they're trying to create. She was spewing about genocide and being anti-Semitic, and this is why we fired her. And it's just like this is why people think the way they think about the Jewish community. My thing with this is very simple, man. The world we live in right now is so fucking brittle. Dave Chappelle said this. I've never lived in an era where the ears are so brittle that if anything you say ticks people off, it turns them. Excuse me. And that's the era we live in. Excuse me. That's the era we live in right now, where everything we say, any little bitty thing, if it's not positive or it doesn't side with someone, it's a negative, and we don't like it. And this is exactly what I said a couple weeks ago when I did the episode. What happened to agreeing to disagree? What happened? And for me personally, losing Melissa is one thing. Firing her for just asking a question, pretty much. And it's a very, like I said, it's not like she was wrong about asking that question. She was very, you know, right for asking that question. Just because how you take it, that's a whole nother conversation. Losing Melissa is one thing. Losing Jenna Ortega is a whole nother animal because she decided to say, "Yeah, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not gonna take the franchise over from Melissa. That is my co-star. I want her to be my co-star, and since you are gonna fire her over something that is that stupid for just basically asking a question that should be asked. Why are we not getting both sides of the story? Why do you want to run this persona that the Jewish people are being done wrong and that, you know, what you're really seeing in Palestine from real situations is not a real thing. Like, that's crazy. But Jenna Ortega was just like, yo, I'm not gonna rock with this franchise. And she asked for asking for leaving papers. Hey, I want to get out of this. And of course, she's probably gonna say when she has to do media, like, nah, just was, Wednesday 2 was coming up, and I had to do that. But let's be real, Jenna Ortega is gonna be here for years and years to come. She can act her ass off. She's an amazing actress, and she's only what, like a 20s? She like 20, 21, and she's already an amazing actress. Like, she's gonna be here for years and years to come, and you could have built a franchise on that. And the fact that you fucked it up already is incredible to me. Like I said, Hollywood has no place to play morals. You can't play morals with Hollywood. Hollywood has no place to play morals because Hollywood, half the fucking villains in Hollywood are shady and fucking terrible. The fact of the matter is, man, you have people that have literally killed people that still can vote on Oscars and shit. Like, Hollywood is the wrong place to have morals. So what is it? And if you say it's the Jewish community don't run Hollywood, then you leave yourself accessible to what's going on, which is, if y'all don't run Hollywood, then how could this woman lose her job for asking a simple question? Why are we not getting both sides of the war? Which is a simple question. But instead, you took it and was like, this is an opportunity to show another person why you should not be anti Semitic. Which I am starting to really hate that fucking word. Because I don't think most of the Jewish community, and like I said, I get the reason for why you hear something and you immediately jump off the page. I get it. But I feel like in this era we live in, man, we need to get back to communicating. We need to get back to understanding why things are the way it is. And I feel like right now, man, the world we living in right now, it's not getting better. It's not getting better. Yeah, sucks. Um, oh, Melissa, and well, Jenna Ortega's gonna find work, but Melissa needs to find another franchise because she deserves it. Nothing's what she did said nothing wrong. She asked a question, and that's it. Why are we not getting both sides of the war? It's kind of fucked up how the media is using this war to seem like it's not. It's a one-sided thing, and that's true. It's not like it didn't. It's not that way. It's true. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, till next time. Uh, this point of view, random shit. If you guys enjoy this, I am Brandon Janeau. Till next time, peace.